Hi, my name is Bill Torgerson. I'm assistant professor at St. John's University in Queens, New York, and I'm going to show you a real abbreviated version of how to maybe find an article on the St. John's University Library website to find an article that you're interested in. But first of all, I want to give you a website that I'm working on, thetorg.ning.com, and I hope I get it figured out to where it becomes just thetorg.com. And I hope to post some resources for students about MLA, help guides, and doing research and writing, and also some things, lesson plans and ideas for writing in the classroom. So I'm working on that, okay? So as we get started, I don't want to assume that we can all find our way to the website because, well, I don't want to assume that. And so we're going to go to St. John's University, and there we are. And I'm going to go to academics and schools. I come down to libraries, and there's a lot here. If I'm a determined student, a dedicated researcher, I'm really gotten interested in something, and there's a lot here that I could click on as far as helps and I don't have any idea how to do MLA, and I can find stuff here and so forth. But I'm going to go to databases because I want to get into the databases, and we're going to imagine that I'm a pharmacy major. And before I tell that story, I should talk about this. Every one of these tabs represents, on every one of these tabs there are a bunch of databases listed. I'm going to go to E because I'm looking for EBSCO. I probably am guilty of knowing EBSCO pretty well, and so I keep returning there, and someday like I just caught something that said fiction catalog, and I should go back there and see what that's all about. So I'm going to go to all databases. A lot of clicks here, but I think they all kind of make sense. They seem to be at the top. Okay, so one thing I want you to notice here, there's a basic search which I never use. I like the advanced search because I can begin, it's easier for me to find articles, a smaller number of articles that it's possible I look at when I'm on this page. And so let's imagine, I've heard this story before, let's imagine that I'm a pharmacy student, and I'm a pharmacy student because my mom told me to be one, and I don't know anything about the field. And of course there are people who choose pharmacy for reasons stronger than that, and they too might want to learn more about their field. And so I'm going to type in pharmacy, and I'm going to type in careers, and this always exposes my poor spelling skills because there's nothing to correct me. So a couple things here. Click on full text, and that means that when I do a search, there will be articles that I can click on immediately, and then also scholarly journals, and probably that's a presentation for a different time, the difference between a scholarly journal, peer-reviewed journal, and a popular source. I think a quick example, People magazine would be a popular magazine, and then something like the New England Journal of Medicine would be a scholarly journal. And one of the pleasures of teaching composition and letting people write about just about whatever they want is the way that each individual student, whatever they're interested in or their total varied majors, there's always a journal that seems like it's almost written exactly for them, and so it's neat to see people make that discovery. So I've got pharmacy, careers, and I'm going to do a search. So here comes my articles, and I see training and recruiting future pharmacists, so that sounds like something that'll work for what I was interested in. And also pharmacy, research, and careers. And let me just come down to this one and show you a couple things, okay? So underlined there is the title of the article, and so I would need that for any kind of works cited bibliography page that I'm going to be doing. Here's the authors right here, which I would need. Also the journal, pharmacy, the date, the volume, the issue, the pages, all that stuff would be things that will be in my works cited page. In this class we use the Modern Language Association, MLA, and so I'd have a works cited page, and I would need all that to do my works cited page. I can add it well, let's go straight to the text here. So if I click on PDF full text, now I have the article, and the article, it's just as if I'm subscribing to this journal, Pharmacy, and I'm looking at one of its pages. And so I can read a little bit of this online and see if I like it. I can come over here and I can print it, and I can hang on to the article and annotate it just in the same. In fact, that's what for the assignment my students will be doing. They will have to find one of these and print it and read it and bring it in. And so there it is. And then I can email that to myself. And my students sometimes have trouble with that, and so they do a lot of research. They email it to themselves, and then for some reason it doesn't. They aren't able to find it in their email. I don't have that problem, so I don't know what's going on. But just a warning to say, make sure you can come back to these articles. You can add it to your folder, and let's say I do add that to my folder, and I think you get the general idea, and if you've learned enough, you can get off. But if you want to keep watching, and then I come back to my results list after adding it to my folder. And I did see, in my practice for this, I saw something related to meth labs, and I wanted to, here's a good example: mentoring early career scientists for HIV research. And so maybe I'm here, I'm a pharmacy major, and I thought I wanted to write about, my starting salary. But then here is this HIV research careers. Let's say I'm really interested in that. I would have never thought of that. And so if I was just sitting at a desk by myself, HIV research would have never occurred to me. But here I am in the databases, and this is a great place to discover intellectual seeds that you would like to start growing, to get excited. And this is certainly what happened to me. Just being in here and getting excited about things that I found, and then I earlier also, let me see if this works. This is a good. So earlier I was in here practicing, and there was an article about meth labs. The course that some of the ingredients. I don't know about a course. I don't know much about it. If I were going to make meth, that some of the ingredients I could get from my local pharmacy, and so that's the industry and pharmacists trying to be responsible about that. So I didn't see that article here, and so pharmacy careers, meth, and maybe I'll get my article now. Maybe I won't. I might strike out. It's risky doing this in front of you without practicing, and so I don't immediately see it. And so I think my last lesson, my last little note here is. Students come into this site and they do 5 minutes of research. They do what I just did, and they thought they wanted to write about being a pharmacist related to the production of meth, and they did what I did, and they didn't find an article, and so they say, oh well, there's no articles, bad topic. But I think one of the big lessons of research is perseverance, is that I can't pop on here for 5 minutes and get 3 articles. That this is one of the big parts of getting the education that I want, getting the education that is particular to my interests. And so this is worth a lot of time being here and finding